Hey, Beast fam. It is Jeff, player 831 from season 1 and season 2 of Beast Games. I am here with a special guest. This is a one of the friends I met on kind of the first day, Nick Mariano, number 118. You know, we've been through a ton together. We late night strategy talks, a ton of laughs, flights across the world to Fiji, the whole roller coaster until I got eliminated. And he's kind of played a huge role in the last 2 episodes, in 6 and 7. And I'm lucky to have him here today. Nick, what's good, man?
What's up, Jeff? Man. It's this. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate everything, dude. This is awesome.
Well, kind of before we kind of get into Beast Games, I obviously got to know you pretty well there, and I got to know kind of who you are outside the games. I'd love for you to tell everybody who's listening kind of who is Nick Mariano.
So, guys. I'm a professional wrestler. I played football my whole life. I've always been obsessed with professional wrestling, like WWE. So, I went from playing football all the way through college to leaving college to pursue my dreams. And ever since 2018, I've just been driving all over the country trying to make a name for myself on the professional wrestling indie circuit. And I've had certain opportunities with companies like AEW and TNA, and just been trying to earn that big contract. It's a dogfight, but I'm a grinder, and I've been getting after it. And I was blessed enough to get the opportunity to go to Beast Games. This is just crazy, man. I can't believe what my life's turned into.
Well, dude, on that note, you told me in the games that you and your mom just like loved season 1. Like, how did season 2 get on your map?
So watching season 1, I watched it as it came out. I know a lot of people kind of picked it up after from like word of mouth or whatever the case was. But the second like Jimmy posted about Beast Games, I was like, oh, I got to check this out. I remember specifically that the first night that the first episode aired, it was again late at night. I'm on the East Coast. It's airing. I watched it, immediately hooked. And I told my mom about it the next day. I was like, Mom, you got to check out this show. This is insane. So I went down. I told her about it. She works at the school, so when she came home, we would watch it, and we were hooked. It was our thing every single week. And I told her, I said, I swear, if this is ever a thing again, I'm gonna make sure that I'm on it. Not knowing at all that was a possibility. I was just saying it, and just one day I'm tapping through my stories, and I see Jimmy posted applications. It was up for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And I already have all my wrestling stuff. I have promos, crazy videos of me doing flips and lifting weight and throwing people around and all that stuff. So I was like, yo, you can't play if you don't try, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I was like, bam, submitted everything. 20 minutes later, they call me. I was like, there's no way. But here's the thing. This is pretty interesting. And I haven't gotten into this yet, so I've been saving it for your podcast.
Sweet.
When the person that called me, I don't know if they're ever going to see this, but shout out to you. When they called, I didn't have my passport. They were just like, yo, you're a pretty interesting guy. Can you get it expedited? So I got my passport within like the next 2 weeks, hit her up. I said, I got it. She pushed me through to the next round of things. I had to do the psychology test that we all know. I had to do the physical, everything that we know. And I didn't hear anything for a couple months until one day I'm just driving, and they were like, yo, we sent you an acceptance email. You didn't answer it. They sent it to they sent it to the wrong email. And I was like, oh, I didn't get anything. And they were like, yo, are you in or are you out? We need to book your flight for Vegas tonight. And I was like, oh, I'm in. So
Okay. So take a step back. Episode 1 filmed in Vegas. How many days before you left did you have this conversation?
This was 2 days before I left.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you did not know you were in the games until a week before.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And kudos to the casting agency for not just like throwing in the towel and kind of going, hey, whatever, this guy isn't interested.
Yeah, again, I'm extremely I'm very, very lucky that they reached out, and they could have just skipped over it, but they gave me a phone call.
Well, your story is, different, but not too dissimilar to mine, where it's like, I think we're just both examples of, you can just do stuff. Like, to your point, if you don't apply, you're never going to get on the show. You have to take the first step. You have to take the application. It doesn't have to be perfect. Ideally, the more effort you put into it, the better, but like, done is better than perfect. Like, you got to get it done. You got to answer the calls. And then like, when you have your chance, like, you got to go, screw it, I'm going to do it. So You
Yeah.
get that call, you book your flight. Like, who was the first person you told that you were going into Beast Game season 2?
I was on a drive. I was going to actually pick up some food. I turned around and I drove home and I told my mom. I said, "Mom, guess what?" She's like, "What?" And I was like, "I'm on Beast Game season 2." And she was freaking jumping around. She's like, my mom's a super fan. Like, she knows everybody's name, everybody's number, the challenges, the money that someone took to leave. She knows everything. I was like, "Yeah, we're doing it. I'm here."
Dude, you have to get her to apply for a main channel video.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, hey, I know I've tried to get my parents to do it too, and they're like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Hey, who knows? I mean, if she's a super fan, she might love it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's kind of take us to where we are today. Like, you and I met before Dodgeball.
Yeah.
We got to know each other. You kind of really started to get kind of some prominence in the show in episode 3 when you after the obstacle course, you turn down $1 million and the $1 million bribe. You go to Fiji, you win the first kind of relay in Fiji. You're holding the pole. Then you go back in episode 6 and episode 7. It's like it's pretty much Nick and Monica's episodes.
Yeah.
Like, watching these as they come out is a whirlwind, but let alone when you're in it, it's got to be wild. Like, how are you kind of holding up with all the chaos from episode 3 until episode 7?
In my life, like afterwards.
Yeah, and like what's going on at home? Like, are you just getting more and more followers, or people hitting you up, or people giving you like going into your DMs and giving you crap for turning down $1 million? Like what is life like outside the games?
It got very, very hectic from episode 3, like in my life, because I mean, I've had people pop out of the woodwork now, people that I haven't even spoken to since high school, people that I used to play football with, other wrestlers, people that promoters for wrestling companies have reached out to me and like, "You're so stupid for not taking $1 million." And I've gotten all that stuff. I've gotten praised and I've gotten hated. A lot more hate than praise for certain things the decisions I've made in the game. So that was a bit hectic, but I think now, going into these episodes, these late episodes, people are really starting to figure out who I am. I've actually gotten some interesting DMs where people are like, "You know what? I did not like you at first, but now I'm really, really rooting for you. You're my number one. Like, you really are a good dude. Like, you mean what you say. You take care of your team. You look out for others and stuff." And I'm glad that it's being portrayed on the screen, because my whole thing is, I know a lot of people went into the games. There's a lot of people that had a strategy. Even Katie, she told me, she was like, it all changed when she got there, but people wanted to go in. They wanted to get to fake to get trust, and then when they got the opportunity, they were going to axe some people. And not me. I kind of got there, and I could see people kind of being a little phony. And I never want to be that guy. I'm not that guy in real life. I don't ass kiss. I kind of say it how it is. So I just
No,
played that way.
and I got that from the get with you, but like, I just want to go back to episode 3. We go up there on the lift for Captain Bribe again. Tyler, Jack, August, and Katie. 5 of the top 11, four of the top 10 or 4 of the top 11 were on your team. Like, you guys were super close. Even me, I won $10 million in season 1, but like, you think about pressing the button. Like, you think about, wait, if I press this button, I get 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, $1 million. Like, and then Jimmy Reeps kind of rolls out that loose leaf paper and starts talking about what you would do, or what millions of dollars would mean for your family. How are you able to kind of stay emotionally grounded and kind of still commit to your team?
So I've talked about this before a little bit, and like, it's hard because I can't speak. Just like any decision I've made in the games, when I watch season 1, it's really, really hard to speak on things, because I'd be like, "Oh, I would have done this, I would have done that." But then when you're in those walls, everything changes. And for ours specifically, when we were on those towers, I got $5 million in my face about 50 yards away. But you look, and not like season 1 where there's, I don't know, 50 people a row, where you definitely are not close with everybody on your team. These were my guys. This was my people. And there's going to be 20 people left. Like, we're here. We're at the dance now. So the percentages of being closer to that 5 million is insane compared to season 1, where it almost makes it just not worth it, where someone is going to end up taking it. And there's going to be a team missing from here, but guess what? It wasn't going to be my team.
Well, and I think that's the crazy thing you got to think about, especially for you guys. Like, there was a clear alliance that was the closest one. It was you guys,
Yeah.
4-2 Avengers, whatever you guys call yourself. And at that time, there was a greater than 20% chance that one of you would win five, or we would learn with the coin up to $10 million. Like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, hey, if it's not me, it's one of my friends. If it's not one of my friends, it's me. Like, it's you kind of start realizing that there's a damn good chance that one of us gets it.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I mean, it's you see it going up. Like, yeah, like I had zero intention of pressing the button, but of course you think about it. So, like, did you think about, like, was there ever a time where you're like, should I press it? Should I not?
Well, the weirdest thing for me, like that challenge was so weird because I felt like my mind was already made up well before I went up there. And I remember you specifically, you looked at me and you said, Jimmy won't be fooled again. This is going to be major. This is going to be big. And I was just thinking, I really want to see how high this is going to get. But like, I knew someone was going to end up taking it before it got to the maximum amount. It's just that I was really curious to see what that amount would be. And my heart didn't really skip a beat because, again, like I'm looking and I'm like, we're we're like close to the end. Like they were chopping it down quick. Like the numbers were dropping, and I'm like, okay, right after this is going to be the top 20. We're super close, and I'm watching the numbers go up. And yeah, sure, it's getting to 700K, 800K, but again, man, like I'm I'm an all in kind of guy. Every time I do anything in life, I'm all in, and I was in it for the long haul, and I made that known. I think that's why I got picked because everybody knew me from Vegas, knowing that.
I think you demonstrated that to me early on. Like, we crossed paths for the first time right before dodgeball. I mean, like, do you remember? Like, can you take us back to when kind of you and I first chatted?
Well, first off, when you guys revealed yourselves, it was a genuine reaction from everybody in the room. And when you pulled off your mask and all that stuff, I was like, oh my God, because I was such a huge fan of season one and rooting for you. Oh my gosh, man. It was nuts. So I remember they break into the four games, and our strategy, all the boys were like, we're not going to go just hop in balls right now, because if we do, it's probably going to discourage people from going there. So let's let it fill up. We'll hop in last second. But I just
Right.
remember walking over there. You were already in there, and I remember just walking right up to you, shaking your hand. I told you I have a lot of respect for you, and I told you watch out for these people because they want to take you out. And I just wanted to protect you, bro. I could tell from the second I talked to you, I was like, this is a good dude for sure.
Well, dude, I felt like the reason why again, in Beast games, you have to have your guard up a little bit. You don't know how hard people are playing, especially when you haven't met them. And again, this is an hour into meeting you guys. I take off my mask, and people are like, probably thinking, dude, we've been through so much. What the hell are you doing here? And so
Yeah,
for me, I was kind of like, I need to feel people out. The way you got me to trust you, and I know you didn't mean to do it, but you talked about your mom. You're like, dude, my mom and I watched every episode. And I'm like, oh, this guy's being sincere. You told me who to look out for, and it was great. And then someone else told me to look out for you. So I'm like, I'm going to let those things, cancel each other out. I'm going to believe Nick, who he told me to look out for. And I'm going to, I trust Nick, but the people he was with, like, I heard them talking about me. I need to keep a close eye on it. And then we get through. So we get through dodgeball. And I think that was kind of like a miracle for me. Like, definitely had a target on my back to a degree. Akira, God bless him. If it wasn't for him, I think that would have gone much different. And then we're the first challenge to end, so we have like 3 days, kind of, to wait for all the challenges to finish. And we spend a little bit of time together. And I remember I remember you and August were like trying to pass time, throwing an apple back and forth to each other.
yeah,
And we kind of caught up a little bit. I'm like, dude, okay, this big guy who's can look a little intimidating. I'm like, dude, he's, for one, a sweetheart. He's super kind. Like, he actually meant what he said, but also he's an athlete. I'm like, dude, you can throw the ball, like you can move. I'm like, I need to get to know this guy. And that's
yeah,
kind of when our friendship kind of started. And I feel
yep,
like after that, we spent a ton of time together.
yeah, yeah. I remember. specifically like just going back and again it was the same thing. I was like, I got to get to know this guy, man. Like, I've been a huge fan of you. I know my mom was, and I just we were hitting it off, talking about sports and everything like that. And the more that I talked to you, I would get hate from a lot of others because a lot of people didn't want you there because of the money situation. And I was like, I was trying to tell everybody to calm down. I'm like, yo guys, I don't care. One, Jeff's fighting for an amazing cause. Two, he's a great dude. And three, we're hitting it off. I think he's a funny guy. I want to be around him. I loved just the boys being boys, hanging out in the pod, cracking jokes.
It's I mean, that's the thing that most people who watch Beast Games don't understand is like there is so much time between the challenges, and granted, it's all a game. Like you're always gathering information and processing information to help you achieve the next challenge. But like a lot of the time, guards are down. Like you're hanging out, you're chatting, you're catching up, you're getting to know each
Yeah.
other. I mean, like we told so many jokes and so many stories. And again, like between you and Jack, God, there's a handful more. I mean, like Jim, like there's just some funny people that like all we did was laugh. It was crazy. I mean, especially because we're staying up all night long so we can get ready for the late night shoots.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a good time, man. I remember specifically like
and
telling people too, like, go ahead.
no, you got it, Nick.
I was just saying, like, I mean, as people warmed up to you and stuff like that, and like I had to like calm down the heat a little bit because people were like, "Oh, this Jeff guy, he's already made his money and stuff," and we were already like, "You're getting along so good with everybody." And I'm like, guys, I, if you made $10 million and Jimmy said, "Hey, do you want a chance to make some more?" Are you going to say no? I go, so how are you faulting this guy for anything? And then again, like I said, everybody was getting to know you. We're cracking jokes, and I don't know. I think we all bonded like really, really close.
I mean, it was close. I mean, one of our good friends, 172 August, like he was a little iffy at first. Like,
I had to tell him. I had to tell him to chill out multiple times.
well, I mean, because he was the first guy I heard kind of chirping my name for dodgeball. And again, I get it. Like, but I was like, I kind of called him out, like, hey, I'm right here. I hear you. I get
Yeah,
it. But
yeah,
you're gonna have to take me out. Like,
yeah,
and clearly he didn't. And then we become friends. Like,
yeah,
another guy I got super close with. You know, so it's for me as a viewer now, we're watching the top 10, and I look around and kind of go, dude, my three closest friends in Beast Game Season 2 are in the top 10. And like because a lot of people have asked me, like, why did you go back and do this? Like, you already won. And part of me was kind of like, I had to ask myself that at first. And I kind of in my mind said, my goal is to make sure that, because I'll be honest, I thought it'd be really hard for me to win. It'd be really hard. Eventually, someone would kind of go like, they're going to vote me out if there's a vote. And I go, my goal is to make sure that I can help good people get as far as they can, so that whoever wins season 2 is worthy of the title of Beast Games champion and is good steward of the prize. And so when I watch now and I see that three of my closest friends, and by the way, like 8 of the top 10, actually 10 of the top 10, I would not be upset if they won. But my three closest friends are there. It's like awesome. It's like for me, I'm like going, this is exactly what I hope for.
yeah, yeah.
So let's hop into it. You turn down the $1 million. Then we go to Fiji. Then we go to the cubes. Your cube was fun to watch. Like you get out there and you're going, oh my gosh, I'm in the top 13. And again, in the top 13, you start tasting it. Then episode 6. The first challenge was the strong. Was that how? I mean, that's how it was aired. Was that how it went?
Yeah, it was we did the strong challenge. We first off we went out and filmed like all of the heart stuff before where they introduced the hearts to the games. And then again, just like you seen with obstacle course, it was a lot of like bad weather. The safety is such a big precaution with them that we had to wait. Man, I think it was like a day or two maybe. And then we're like, all right, get ready. We're gonna run this. We're gonna go over. So they blindfolded all of us, put us in those blacked out cars, drove us over, held our hands. We had to hold each other's shoulders. And then next thing I know, we take off our blindfolds and we're 100 feet in the sky, and
Are
I'm
you?
looking at a pole.
And you didn't know? You could you feel that you were moving up?
We could tell that we were on a contraption,
Okay.
and we know that we were. They were. I mean, we got hooked up to a harness, so like we knew that we were going to be up in the air. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to peek a little bit. I'm trying to get any edge I could get, and I see those like target things that were standing, and I'm like, oh. I'm gonna cook because it's definitely gonna be throwing something to like hit a target and knock people off. I was like, this is gonna be easy. But then when I fully take off the blindfold, I see another pole, and I'm like, oh no, I'm the heaviest. I'm the heaviest
Yeah,
competitor in the top
yeah,
13. This is just like the island. I don't know
yeah, yeah.
how well this is gonna go for me.
Yeah, okay, so kind of taking us back, the challenges. These are the final 13. You're up 100 feet in the air. You're on a platform where you have to grab a hold of a pole, a
Yeah,
like a rope, and every time someone falls off it, obviously they're harnessed, they're safe, but every time someone falls, the platform comes back up, and you kind of get to reset. Is that right?
yeah, yeah, yep.
And so
But Jimmy would change it every round. One person, one round. It could be two people. He would change it every round.
and so on that note, like, did you know what the stakes were for the winner? Did it say if you win this, if you're the last one standing, you are automatically in the top 10?
Yep. Yeah, they made it known that the winner of that would already be in the top 10 for the strong category, but there was going to be a smart game to play afterwards. So it was just kind of one of those things. I remember as soon as we got up there, I looked to my left and I go, Monica, this is all you. You got this right now. Like I know for a fact you could hang on to here better than anybody. And she proved me right immediately because dude, I was fighting for my life the second we got on there, and I looked to my left, and Monica's just hanging out like she's at the beach sipping on a pina colada. She's got this weird foothold, and she's on there with one arm. She's waving. She's like, "Just do this," and I'm like, "I can't do that."
I mean, on like part of me is kind of going, gosh, if I made it to the top 13, like I might have been Corey, I might have been the first one out. Um, but I think Monica's technique was pristine, and it kind of makes me even think, gosh, like she did find that cannonball. She could have went to the island, and if she was in the poll, she 100% would have gotten to the final two.
Dude,
Like
she would
crazy.
have been. She would have if I was on that pole in Fiji as long as I was on it, and I think it was like I don't know 8 minutes or something like that. Monica would have been on there forever because the skinnier one that was 100 feet, it was woven in rope, and we had gloves on. I remember it was a wet night, and the little disc that was at the bottom was like this weird like Velcro like squishy material, so that you could not stand on it. That's what Corey's problem was. He tried to like lock in and he slipped out. So like I just felt I was squeezing as hard as I could. I tried to leg lock it that was my last resort on the pole in Fiji, but I tried to leg lock it, but you just feel the rope slipping through your fingers like every notch you're just going down. But yeah, Monica like clamped it with her feet and she had it down. She was good.
And just for the audience here, and also for me, is like, were the rules expressed that hey, if you win, you could eliminate others? Like, was any of this stuff communicated yet, or is it just that you want to win?
It was that Three Hearts wouldn't be obviously making it to the top 10, and this is how you get put into the top 10 is by winning this. And it was kind of said, but they didn't introduce the elimination hammer until
Smash.
after the smart challenge.
Crazy. So then you get eliminated third. Is that right?
Yeah, third. Yeah.
And then like how long are you down looking up, and how many more rounds was it after you like how many more rounds, how many hours was it until there was a champion crowned?
I mean, me and the boys joke about it now. I mean, we had no chance because of how comfortable Monica was on there. And I mean, even Katie with a K, I mean, there was rounds where people were falling and she already fell to the bottom of her pole and she hung on to it for 4 rounds without going back to her platform. And it
No
was taking,
way.
yeah,
Yeah,
4 rounds.
I think that Katie with a K would have done awesome on Survivor too. Like
She
if
would have
our team would have made it through, I think she would have made it to the final two as well.
she would have done well for sure. But yeah, all the rounds people were just kind of dropping like flies until we got to that last round between Monica and Briley. And dude, I tell you, it must have been I don't know 40 minutes.
Are you
It
kidding me?
was it was ridiculous.
And Briley is obviously super fit and super strong, but like not tiny. Like so, like the fact that she could have her muscles carry her that far was wildly impressive.
I mean, dude, we were just looking up there for a while, and you could just see Monica just her arms were chilling on it. She was just hanging out, and we were just sitting there. And I know a lot of us kind of knew, and I think Briley and Tyler. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but she kind of saw the writing on the wall that she had to win that, and Yeah, we were just sitting down there waiting to see what happened, but I think we all had faith that Monica was going to lock it up.
It was. I mean, it's Monica. You know, up until now is, if not the one of the all stars of Beast Game season two. I mean, the fact that she finished first in the episode one, you know,
Yep.
with the blocks, she crushed her obstacle course in episode three.
Yep.
Obviously, she got through balance in episode two, and then obviously episode six. I mean, just absolutely clutched the hang. So I mean, she is not only like getting into the top 10, she's also like showing everybody, hey, I am here to compete, and
Yep.
if you're gonna be the champion, you're gonna have to beat me.
Yeah,
Um,
she was crushing it.
so when she wins, like, what is the feeling for you, like August and Tyler and Jack? Like, are you guys going, oh, that's good, or oh no, we're in trouble?
We felt we felt 85% good. We were like, okay, this is really good, but we did know that the smart challenge was coming up. So that there's a day in between because they wanted to give 24 hours of everyone to basically state their case to Monica. But this is the deal. A lot of people didn't have to go and hound Monica. You could automatically see the people that were feeling like they were in trouble, which was Briley and some of the people that were going up to her in the city, kind of hounding her immediately and trying to state their case, which they did not have to do. I was basically just laying back. I thought I was in good graces with everybody, so I kind of let Monica come to me. We talked about things, and she was like, "Yeah, no, I like you." She's like, "I want you to stay around." And she's like, everybody does. But with that being said, she would report to us and she would come into pod four and kind of talk to us about things that were being said in the girls pod. And it made me worry for my friends. So, I mean, as you know, as everybody knows at this point, I'm a team player. I'm trying to help the boys get through, and we're all sitting in there, and I'm like, "Yo, guys," and they show it. I was like, "We got to lock in. Like, we gotta win. One of us has to win this smart challenge because it could get really dicey. Because even though we trusted Monica, we could see if somebody else that was against everybody in the guys pod won that, it could get real dicey, and she may be persuaded into just saving Jim, and whatever happens to anybody happens. So we felt like, yeah, we had to make it happen.
Well, and here's the crazy thing about Beast Games is, and I've shared this, and I like every episode I watch, it just reminds me that it's so true. Is that whatever happened in the last challenge, it's your most recent memory, and it impacts your behavior and decisions in this challenge. So go back to episode five. We're in the cubes. The thing between Ian, Tyler, and Briley and Ethan, meaning Ian does not. Ian chooses Briley and Tyler over Ethan. Kind of causes a little bit more of a riff, and unfortunately, Tyler and Briley are guilty by association,
Yep.
or viewed differently by association. So they're in a shot where they're probably going, one of us has to win this, or we're going home.
Yep.
What do you think would have happened if let's say Monica just slipped and Briley won?
So I've had a lot of talks about this the past couple of weeks, but so I believe I would have been safe regardless. But I think if Briley won, um, yeah, we get a whole different three people getting eliminated, completely different.
Crazy. I mean, and that's the wildest thing about Beast Games and shows like it is that the cascading effects of one decision or one elimination changes everything. Even going back to the captain bribe. After the obstacle course before the captain bribe, um, Emily goes home for a family emergency. That
Mhm.
changes everything. We would have then had three people in every cube. It's one of these interesting things that these decisions and eliminations impact what's going on next. And again, kudos to Beast Games. Like the fact that like you have no clue what anybody's going to do and they still make a great show from it. And it's always entertaining is beyond me. Okay.
Gotta adapt.
So we got it. 85% chance you feel like you're going through. It's great. 24 hours. Is the next night the Smart Challenge?
Yeah, yeah. So they get the 24 hours to state their case to Monica, and then we're like, okay, well, let's go. It's the next night, and they bus us out, and we go to the
But
set.
But before that, like, I mean, I know you guys, I know August. I'm sure you guys are trying to figure out what this challenge is going to be. Like, what were the ideas? Like, what were you guys thinking that this smart challenge could be?
We're sitting there and we're thinking it could be anything. We're thinking it could be an escape room. We're thinking it could be trivia where they did like the trivia thing where you're 1v1 in people,
Yep.
but we're like, oh, it can't be that because there's only going to be a few rounds. We thought there might have been a point system between solving certain things. We're like, it could have been anything. And when we got to the set and those lights lit up, because we were blindfolded again, we walk in, we're holding each other's shoulders, we walk up. Next thing you know, we're at our buttons and we take our blindfolds off and they're like, light it up. And they light it up. And dude, I mean, you were on set season one where you guys basically did the same thing, and it was a lot shorter season one. This was
Yeah.
far, and
And,
we're thinking, dude, this is going to come down to the last two or three people to get across. This is insane.
and,
So,
and I mean, and at this moment, kind of, the way I view it is you guys had your core four,
yep,
you, Jack, August, and Tyler. Corey and Brett were kind of, loosely associated with you guys. Is that right?
we were. Yeah, we were pretty tight though. Like we bonded a lot, man. Like when it gets to those like low numbers, you know everybody. So
Well, and,
we
and I
we
think
bonded.
Tyler and Jack really got close to them when we were in Fiji.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So like when we those pod four nights, mornings, whatever you want to call it, when we're all winding down, we're all in there cracking jokes, we're bonding. We know each other. We know what everyone's got going on at home, their families, their whys, what they're trying to do. So I know that they were on the same page as us, that one of us six had to pull it off. They were on board completely with that.
And was it explicit where you guys were literally telling each other, "Hey, we
Yeah.
just need to you get this section, you get this section, and we'll get it through,"
Yep.
or how'd that work out?
Yeah, we just when we got there and we saw that we're trying to call things out to each other. We weren't talking as much, but I know people were calling out the back row. I'm just making sure we learned from Yesie's mistake. I'm like, we got to have that starting point. We got to freaking make sure that we had a foundation going and stuff. So, yeah, we all kind of give each other the wink. Just be like, I got you guys, and game on.
And so, I want to just fast forward to when you take it. How many people had gone before you when you stepped up and walked? Just
Two,
two. Wow.
just
Okay.
two.
So, I mean, again, you know, judging a book by its cover, you don't look like someone who got 1,600 on their SATs. No offense, but I got to know you. You're a smart guy. Um,
Yeah.
like, is memory or like pattern recognition, is it something that you've always been good at, or like what's your story?
So, I mean, I'm a professional wrestler. It's a live performance. You get one take. I got to remember matches that are 30 minutes long, choreography, just and I do have a photographic memory to a certain extent. So, um, I mean, Jim. This is the thought process on everything. Jim is the safest one. So why not Jim go? You have nothing to lose. You're already basically locked in because Monica's there. She's not going to let anything happen to you. So we're thinking, let's get Jim as far as he could possibly go. So he goes and does a good chunk, and then Katie decides to go, and we're like, I don't know how that's going to turn out, but we know that there's a long way to go, and if we really need to, we could throw her off. So eventually, August ends up doing that, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, 3, 2, 4, and I'm thinking I could get to the wall. I got to get up the wall. I got to get across, and I know once I get across, it's 4 up the wall where I'm close enough to Monica, and I'm thinking Monica cannot lie to me. She can't because she knows it would be bad for Jim if she did that, and she ended up screwing me over.
It would be bad for her too.
Yeah,
Again, these are these are the moments in the game where you're kind of going, who I eliminate is important. If I deliberately try to eliminate you, guess what? Now you have Jack, August, and
yep,
Tyler coming after her.
yep.
Um,
And I think we were on the same page. So I'm looking at the thing because you only get 10 seconds of it lit up while all of our hands are pressed. The first one to let go, you're going. And I kind of make an announcement on that third round. I look at everybody and I say, guys, just so you know, I'm going, which I know strongman Tyler wanted to undercut me and go. So the second the pattern comes up, I let it up for maybe just a couple seconds. I let go. So no one could go. And I just zone everybody out and I go, I know what I know. I got to go. So you see me just stumbling a little bit because
dude,
the delay in the lights.
head down, doom, doom, doom. I did
Yep.
like again, like this is like I've seen you focused. Like I
Yeah.
felt like watching this was like, oh man, this is a different Nick than I've seen. This is a different color than I've seen. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect you to get all to get that far on your own. Like
Yeah.
like were you telling them to like because again, it's one of these things where I remember in season one, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, do I tell yes or not? Like I don't want to shake off what's in her head, but I feel like I need to tell her. Did you tell everybody to kind of go, hey, I got this quiet until it's my turn?
I just I mean, I put my head down. People were saying what they were going to say, but I was just so locked in and focused at what I did. Because if you look at that grid, it's really trippy. If you're down on the grid and you start looking around, you will lose the pattern. And
It's
I'm just thinking the next block, the next block, the next block, and I know what's next. And also, too, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Tyler, military Tyler, my guy, number 167. He is a smart dude. He's a Penn State guy. So I was bouncing ideas off of him as I'm going. I'm saying this is correct, right? I got this. You got this. I got this. And then when it started getting to a point where like they started to kind of I don't know yet, and I'm like I got this. Boom, boom, and we were just going. And I knew again once I got to that wall, I had four to go up. And then you could also hear in the episode Strongman Tyler trying to throw me off, saying go one more right. Because I think him and Briley saw the writing on the wall and they were trying to
had
throw
to,
me off.
of
Yeah.
course.
So once I got there, I look at Monica and she goes, dude, I got this. I know, because I told her, I said, yo, you make sure you get these back rows. And it's again, I still had a bit of the pattern, but I'm double checking with her. I'm double checking with people on the other side. You guys got this, and we make it all the way to the end. And I remember just looking at me, going, "Hey, you got two blocks right to the pink, and you made it. You got it." And I step on it, green. Last one, green, and I lost my mind, dude. I went crazy.
So, what do you mean? Like just screaming, yelling, hugging, crying? Like
Screaming, yelling. I think there's a point in time where I throw Jimmy over my shoulder. That wasn't in there, but it's funny just because you've been in the pod with us that night. We're cracking jokes, and specifically the night before, all the boys are like, "Just how funny would it be if Nick, out of all people, won the Smart Challenge?" And I'm thinking, while I'm stepping on that last block, we did it, boys. We're
dude.
good.
It's I mean it is so like I loved it. Like I love the fact that the big, strong, professional wrestler wins the smart challenge. And again, dude, you're smart. You're athletic. Like you have a lot of these colors. And also like I think you've shown that you can be tough, you can be loyal. And this was just a perfect time for you to peak in the games because it's going, okay, I'm guaranteed in the top 10, and
Yep.
I've shown people what I'm capable of with my brain.
Yep.
So what time of night was this shot over?
Um.
Early morning?
So this is the deal, and I mean I hope I could talk about this, but yeah, they pulled me aside after the Smart Challenge, and I asked the producers and stuff. I go, hey, did you guys expect this to get done within three people? Because it was quick, and they were not expecting it to be over quick. I believe when they tested it, it took 8 people to get all the way across,
Wow.
and they were like, yeah, no, we were not expecting it at all. They already shipped Jim and Monica back to the city, or no, not Jim and Monica. Jim and Katie were going back to the city, so they had to wait to see. They had no idea that I won. They had no idea, and they had to round everybody up. They're doing takeaways and stuff. They put me in my own little bus. It was awesome. I got to listen to whatever music I wanted on the way back to the city before it got revealed who the smartest in the city was. It was awesome.
What were you listening to?
I mean, my favorite band in the world is A Day to Remember. I'm listening to a little bit of them. I haven't heard music at this point for about a month.
Isn't it crazy when they did the same thing for us in season one? It was like right before the finale, we were picking music. I'm like, dude, this is wild.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so, what happened to everybody else? What happened to the rest of Tyler, Briley, Tyler, Jack? Like, did they just they got in another bus?
Yeah, they got in another bus. I got taken on my own. Katie and Jim are back in the city waiting, and we pulled up to the city. And I know that they loaded all the others into a room, and then I had to come through the portal, and they were going to make an announcement. And that's the real reaction of Jim seeing that I won, and it was locked up.
Dude, well, and I love that Instagram post you shared or the story that just says strong and you cross it out and put smart. Dude,
Yeah,
it's just again perfect time to show a different color as you're heading into the top 10. So then you get in here When is it revealed the power that you and Monica have?
Well, we just get up there and the Jimmy announces, "Hey, you guys are responsible for getting 3 people out of here. Who wants the sledgehammer?" And I took it because Monica was getting emotional, and I know that I don't think it's because she just wanted to keep her hands clean. It was a hard decision for her, whatever the case was, and I know that I had to be strong for her up there. So I took the sledgehammer, and I got my 24 hours for people to come state their case to me, and they had me toting that sledgehammer around, getting shots of
Dude, I
me
love
looking
it.
at the 5 million. There's even a point in time. I'm glad that they didn't put this in because I thought I was gonna get roasted for it, but they got me laying in bed with the sledgehammer. They want me to kiss it. They want me to hug it. And they had me walking around with that thing the whole day,
And
24 hours.
and obviously at this time, your boys are good. They're like, dude, we're great. Do you
Yeah.
guys huddle up and kind of talk about, hey, what should we do?
Yeah. So at that point in time, I mean, you were there for it when the little rift between me and Katie took place when we got back from the island. And again, I was never aware that JC went and told Katie that it was going to be an island versus city alliance that was made while nobody was there. We were never aware of it.
I
And
know.
I
Dude.
just thought certain things that were taking place were a little weird. And, I mean, I sacrificed a lot for my team. So I thought that I wasn't getting necessarily the respect that I deserved. And that when she was getting closer to the girls and there was word that they were making a girls' alliance, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think Briley and Tyler, again, were already spoken for because, um, just like you said, every decision that you make in the games, it affects your future. And I think they spent a lot of time with just Ian, just the 3 of them as a trio in the beginning of the games where they technically didn't bond as close with everybody. When I had amazing social credit with everybody, I think I had a great relationship with everybody, as did Tyler, as did Jack and certain people. So just the numbers, we knew that we had to get rid of that alliance and get rid of it, wash our hands clean of that. They're gone. But it was really coming down to who was going to be that third pick. And it just happened to fall on Katie just because of what I explained to her in the moment of what I was thinking and feeling and the things that I was told by certain people, whether they were or were not true. Um,
And
I
and, and,
just,
and so let's go back there because I remember. So we're talking about KD 157, KD with
yep.
a C. We get back from the island, and again, you guys were thick as thieves. Like Katie was as part of your core group as anybody when we
Yeah.
went to Fiji. Like it
Yep.
was like you, Katie, Jack, August, Tyler, and I was like this cousin of your guys. Like I was friends with you guys, I was close with you guys, but I was kind of maybe the sixth man. I was the Mark Aguirre. Um, but when we got back, I remember someone told you, "Hey, Katie was talking some smack about you," and I remember you were floored. You're like, "What?" Like,
Yeah.
because again, like there was nothing you did that would cause that.
Yeah.
Um, what do you know? What was the root of that?
Um, I wasn't really sure. I believe that her and Monica were having certain conversations. There was another person that also told me that they heard it while we were in the city while they were playing board games. But it basically was told to me that uh we all had a hunch that cubes was going to be a thing, and we thought maybe the same rules were going to be applied where they're going to take you and your closest friends. So the word was Monica was going to try to, or not Monica, sorry, Katie 157 was going to trick me, and that she would have never ever agreed to play a fair game with me, is what I was told. And I just thought it was very very shady, and it was just something that I was very uncomfortable with taking that into the top 10.
Dude,
And
I know, and I trust me, I get it. I saw that it was real, and then obviously JC, God bless him, he played a good game. Like he had to do something when he came back, and watching that episode 5, and seeing how um, him talking to Katie, like again, this is a game. We're all
yeah.
vying for $5 or $10 million. Um, but like Katie heard something from somebody. Like she didn't just make this up. Is that right? Or like how did she like? How did this happen?
I mean, I'm sure that the talk with JC maybe got to her a little bit. I mean, we were away for, what was it, 8 days. So a lot of the people in the city did get close. And um, I don't know. I just thought
Did,
at
did,
that
did,
time,
did, did you guys ever try to resolve it, or like was there ever like a resolution? I remember like even when you smash your heart, like you're going, hey, like you kept your distance, and like
yeah,
obviously they go back to August telling her like, hey, just give him some space. Like, did you guys
yeah.
ever try to resolve it, or is it just kind of unresolved emotions?
We had one conversation. It was the night before. It was the night of Cubes when we got back, right before, because people don't understand that. Like that night, it was bang bang. We came back from that island. They revealed the coin. We break for a little bit. They go and drive. They go bribe JC, and then we go right into the Cubes. But there was a little bit of that like dead space, maybe an hour, and I'm just walking on the pool deck, and Katie walks up to me, and she's like, "Is everything okay?" Like it was weird saying hi to you again and all that stuff. And I was like, I could say the same thing about you. And I've already been told at this point that she said those things. And um, I don't know. I kind of was like, hey, I'm just letting you know this right now. I'm not going in the cube with you. I'm absolutely won't, because I already heard that you're going to trick me, and I'm not going out like that. And I was like, we're good. And that's about the extent of everything. But we clearly go on. We do the cubes. We all make it out. All of floor two. We all make it out. And we just never reconnected again. I know now that August told her to keep her distance from me, but I've always told Katie, I'm like, I wish that we had a conversation. I wish that we could have kind of
Yeah.
talked about everything more, and we just never did.
Well, it's yeah, it's just the games are nuts. I hate to do hypotheticals, but I'm going to. Let's say you and Katie had a conversation, and let's say you guys got to a place where you kind of go, "Oh my gosh, there's a misunderstanding."
Yeah,
Who do you think that final one would have been?
I think I think it would have got dicey for Hannah or Katie with a K, but that's not anything against them or anything that they have done wrong. It's just that they weren't as close to everybody, and it was noticed that, like, I mean, they're with Jim and Monica, but then me and August are trying to look after them too, and um, it just got
Yeah.
to a point where, like, maybe we didn't know if they were telling everybody what they wanted to hear and just kind of chilling in the background or whatever the case was, because they were very very quiet. And again, they did nothing wrong. It's just I don't think that they formed those relationships with
And
everybody.
and you get to the point of the games. I think Jack says it. Tyler says it. You're like, hey, this is when you got to start making decisions, and they're going to be hard, and you're going to have to make some tough moves. And like, I can only imagine what the next few episodes are going to be like because you guys are so close, because you know each other. You're going to have to
Yeah.
make moves. So you smash the hearts. You smash Katie's heart. She goes home. We then go into families. Like, and again, like I remember in season one, it was a little different. Like we did families, and then we went right into Splitter Steel. So it sounds
Yeah.
like you guys, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys had this. Oh my gosh, we're breaking people's hearts. And then how soon after did your families kind of come through the gates?
So it was that whole day. I'll walk you through it. It's a wave of emotions. I mean, we wake up and Jimmy's really good with everything. He has all the Make a Wish kids come in. We get to meet those kids. They have all this merch. We're meeting with them. It's really really cool meeting their families and all that stuff. And then we know that we still have a brutal challenge. We gotta look some people in the eye tonight. We gotta send them home. So they leave. We spend all day. There's still people trying to state their case. I remember Strongman Tyler still comes up to me, and I've given everybody an I don't know, because me and Monica did not lock everything in yet. We were locked in with each other, but we still didn't report to, like, the management of what we were going to do yet. So Tyler comes up to me and he's giving me this whole spiel, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I still got to talk to Monica. This is really really hard. It's really really hard to look somebody in the eye and like lie to them. So I was just like, I don't know. We got to talk. We got to talk. So eventually, it's nighttime now. We're about to do it. The whole city turns red. Me and Monica, we get stationed over at the library, and we got to lock in our picks. Everybody else goes to their hearts, and it's game time. We got to walk over, and we got to do it. So we walk over. We do Briley's. We do Tyler's. We do Katie's. The second I smash Katie's heart, she walks past me, and I break down, man. I did not want it. That was a tough one. I really really did not want to send her home, especially with nothing, and just being so close to the top 10 is an amazing honor, and it's bragging rights and Beast Games. So to take that away from somebody just because I said so is it's a really really tough thing to do. And I remember I collapsed down. You could see a little bit of it. I'm crying. I'm hugging my boys, and it was tough. So we kind of break from that, and they give us an hour. And I'll tell you the truth. Like, we at this point, it shows me and Tyler sitting on the stairs, and we're having a heart to heart as we did many times in the games. But we gave up on families coming. We're like, there's no way it happens this year, and they never gave any hope for families to come. We thought that it just wasn't going to work out this year, and we thought, hey, maybe it happens for the top five, but there's no way that they just had us do that and then this is going to happen. So we seriously, we all kind of did away with it. We're like, it's just not going to happen. Whatever. Let's make the best out of this. We're in the top 10. And again, being in the top 10 for me is bittersweet because I had to just do what I had to do. And I remember the camera comes up to me and they asked me, they go, how is that compared to Trolley Problem? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't even get a Lamborghini to send her home. And like, because Akira had to do all that stuff. So it was really, really emotional. It didn't set in yet that we're in the top 10. So eventually they go, all right, come over here. We're going to take a picture of the top 10. And we're like, all right, this is pretty cool. And they're pushing the drone back. They're making sure that we get the shot. And that's when Jim's brother comes out and basically tackles Jim. And we're confused still. And we're like, what? Who is this? We think it's another influencer. There's a lot of people that were there.
Totally. It could be a
Yeah,
TikToker.
we're like, yeah, he might just know these people or something like that. And then we're like, wait, why did they have his number on? And then I remember looking at Tyler and August and Jack and going, oh my gosh, like they did, like we did it. Oh my, we did it. Like they're here. Our families are here. And as you can see, everyone comes out one by one. I will never ever forget when Tyler's little boys come running around that corner to him. It was an unreal moment. I know it was for him. And then I'm last. I'm waiting for my mom, and I know my best friend Nathan Fraser. He was supposed to be there, and my mom and my sister turned. They walked through that gate, and dude, it's something that I've dreamed about ever since watching season one. It's an unreal moment to have your family see where you've been living, see the money, see the lights, see the cameras, see what you've been competing for, and it's a reminder to yourself of what you're trying to do, who you're fighting for. And again, it was emotional seeing you guys live that in season one, and to be like, wow, we finally got to this point in time. And I know how special it was for my mom because of how much of a fan she was to see the city. It was one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my entire life.
Dude, I get it, man. It was top five most special moments of my life. And the crazy thing, I love the fact that you guys kind of threw your hands up and like, hey, it's not going to happen, because it probably made it even that much more special. But like in Beast Games, like you were so in the game, you're so disconnected that like it's not that hard to surprise us
Yeah.
like that. And but all the reactions were so real, and I love how raw you got with your mom and like, hey, I need to tell you something. Like,
Yeah.
because again, like you're not just doing this for yourself, you're doing this for your family. Like you want to have a better life for you and your family. So it's like, I want to tell you what I did, but here's why I did it. Meet these people. It just looked like an awesome, awesome night. So you guys got to all have dinner together. How many hours were you guys together?
It was probably an hour and a half, 2 hours max, but it felt like 30 minutes maybe. But dude, I mean, hey, the table that they made was such a contraption that I was like, are we going to do a challenge in front of our family? What is going on? They're putting all these lights up. They got people in there blowing fire out. We're like, what is going on? And then they're like, no, it's just dinner. Like you guys can relax. And that was awesome. I mean, we sat down, we had some really good food. They blessed our family with some phones, T-Mobile for a
Dude,
year. It was
it's
awesome.
amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
T-Mobile, like, I mean, I got, obviously 2 years in a row, I got blessed by T-Mobile with free service and, in the 5K. And it's like, man, it is, or the 5G. It is, T-Mobile is a great little partner. But let's kind of zoom out for a second. You're sitting there, you think you're going to do a challenge with your family. Obviously, you're clearly not. But like, did they tell you? Because they told us this in season one, like, hey, you can tell your family everything. Like, you can tell them everything you've done. Did they
Yeah,
say that to
so
you?
it was the same deal. I mean, they came through, but this is the thing. As my mom's there, I'm not trying to tell her anything because I didn't want her to know. I didn't want her to know you were there. I didn't want her to know anything that happened, but it's just you've been without your loved ones for so long, and I got to a point where I walk her over to the portal and I kind of just like break down just because I wanted to give her a little bit of a heads up and just be like, this is what I did, but this is who I did it for. Yeah, I was just talking
It,
about the
and, and
towers and all that stuff.
and so that moment on when you told her about Captain Bribe, was she supportive? Was she proud? Was she kind of questioning you? Like,
She was very, very proud. And
cool.
I never thought that she wouldn't be, but it's just I know how much that could help not only myself but everybody in my life, and how my upbringing has been, that I just didn't want to disappoint. And it's just I had to make it known that I made a promise and I kept it, and I kept it for a reason, because these are the people that I'm bonded with for life now. And a lot of people that are watching on TV, they never understand that until you step foot in those walls, you make those connections. And it's something that it's so confusing, because I think a lot of people, they put themselves in their own shoes of where their financial situation is. And of course, anybody would love to just slap a button, make $1 million sitting on their couch at home. Like, but when you put yourself in our shoes and we've made these connections, this dude Tyler's looked at me. He said, "Hey man, I'm in the military. I got 2 little boys at home, and I just want a chance to have some time with them and be a dad, and be able to compete, make some money, and all that stuff." And I looked him dead in the eye, shook his hand as a man. I said, "I'm going to give you every opportunity to make money. I'm going to give you every opportunity to compete, and I'll never take that away from you." And I was a man of my word for that, and I did that to every single person that rode with me. I did that to Katie, to Jack, to August. And I just really wanted my integrity and everything about me to show. And I know I look like I may be a certain type of person, but I just I'm a ride or die kind of dude, and I'm an all in kind of guy.
Well,
So
dude, and this is why when I left the show, you were my top two who I wanted to win. Like,
yeah,
because you and I connected, and we quickly became friends. We knew how to make each other laugh. I mean, it was like a quick, like really easy friendship. And I'm like, oh, dude, like you're playing the game hard, but you're also like when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And like
yeah,
for me, like it's easy to screw people over or do stuff behind their back. Um, Obviously, you got to play the game, but it's different when you actually are going to say what you're going to do and lead with integrity. Um, and then when you have to make a move, you make a move, or when you have to help somebody out and maybe smash someone's heart, you got to do it. But yeah, dude, I loved our connection. I loved how you played the game. I'm so glad you got to have that with your mom and your sister. They, you say your goodbyes. They walk out of the gate. How soon after that did the next challenge start?
we had another day, and so they let us get that whole night. We get to, well, I mean, by that time it's morning time, so we get 24 hours, and then when night falls again, we're lighting those torches and we're walking out to the graveyard. And I'll tell you what, when we're lighting those torches, we have absolutely not a single clue of what is going on, what we're going to do. If we didn't know if we were going to compete in anything, we're like, maybe this is just B-roll for what we're
Yeah, yeah,
going to go do. Maybe tomorrow we get on a bus and go to a set, maybe whatever. So we light those torches. And I mean, dude, we walk right out in the front yard of whatever woods we're in, and we see a massive, smoky, fiery graveyard with every competitor's gravestone and what happened to them, why they got eliminated. And we don't even see the coffins yet. We're like, what is this? We're walking, and then we see the coffins, and we're thinking, this is Jimmy. There's 10 coffins open. This is going to be last to leave. We're going to lay in these coffins until people tap out, and there's only going to be one, and then they're going to have power, and then they're going to do this and that. We don't know. We're all freaking out. And yeah, we walk over there, and then as you can see, they want 2 captains to step up. And I stepped up to the plate once again, and I believe that every time I do that, I kind of want to rewind for a sec. When we were on the island, I stepped up as did you, and we were going to be captains. And then you stepped back, and then I stepped back, and it just ended up not working out. And I always thought, like, what if I stayed up there as a captain and I won, and then the differences in the teams, there would have been different picks. There would have been a different island winner. There would have
100%.
been a different coin holder. That's why every decision you make. And I said, nah, I'm not going to back down. I think every time I do something, I'm going to do it for the betterment of the group. I'm going to make sure everyone's in good standings. So I stepped up, and Monica did the same thing. There was talks about her protecting the coin, which the coin was never at risk. But
So, so I mean, because that's the question I have, and I'm sure the fans do too. You guys both step up. Like, how often are you guys talking about the coin at this point? Like, how committed are you guys to making sure the coin gets to the top six?
so from our understanding is when we left the island, we thought it was only JC's coin. We leave the cubes, it's in Monica's hands now. But then we don't know if it's free game to if the coin makes it to the top six by any means. Is anyone can anyone flip it? Can anyone that's feeling it just flip the coin? So we didn't really talk much about it. We wanted to get clarification kind of after all of this stuff because we were just so pumped about strong challenge, smart challenge, smashing hearts, seeing our families being in the top 10. We're still digesting everything. So the talk of the coin wasn't brought up yet. We're just really
Crazy, yeah.
like,
Because
we're just like, oh, it's cool. It's still in the game.
I get it because especially like because it felt like it was JC or nobody.
Yeah.
And so when it gets transferred to Monica, you're probably like, wait, is this real? Is there a catch? You know,
Yep.
and so it's kind of like, hey, all we can control is again 5 million, 10 million. Either way, your life's getting
Yep.
changed.
Yep.
Obviously, you'd want to do that, but it's still at least if I was in your shoes, I'd be thinking like, it seems a little fishy. I'm not sure if I trust it.
Yeah, we didn't know if like I mean, dude, JC's such a game player. We're like, did he just physically give her the coin just so she could use it for leverage, but the coin means nothing? But then
Totally.
we go to strong challenge and she gets bribed, so we're like, this is legit. There's something
Yeah.
to it. All right. Okay. But then again, nothing's really said because we're so focused on winning the smart challenge and just making sure that we get the top 10 solidified. So between that and families, there's really no time to really be like, who's going to flip this thing?
Yeah.
There was no talks.
And this is the part of the game that like you don't see, but you know is happening is that you're always assessing what is true, what is false, what's going to happen, what do you think is going to happen? If this happens, what do I do? But and eventually, if there's things that are murky, you just kind of have to get them out of your mind and move on. So here we are. You guys step up. How many votes did you get?
I got 6-4.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Monica, Jim, Hannah, Katie,
Yep.
and you got the rest. So you do this, and I mean, obviously, I know you don't like to fly. I mean, are you claustrophobic about being buried alive?
Nope.
Okay, so cool. So you'd have been cool with it. So you see all your friends get buried alive. When are you revealed to what the responsibility or the power of the captain is?
So we're thinking also too, this is where my mind's at with everything. We're in a little bit of a pattern where we do like a smart thing, like a social thing, a strong challenge, all that stuff. So we did the strong challenge, we did the smart challenge. I'm thinking, okay, this next thing is going to be a strong challenge. They're saying you're the captain, everyone's going to get buried and you will not be explained and they will not know. They have walkie talkies. They won't know what's going on until they're all completely buried. And I'm looking around, I'm going, guys, I'm the biggest guy here. I'm the strongest guy here. If I need to dig you guys up and there's a time frame of when I can dig you guys up, I'm going to be able to do it a lot quicker than Monica. I tell you that. So they get picked and they go back and still our minds are going. And Jimmy's like, hey, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. And they're burying everybody. So once everybody's completely buried, that's when they announce what's about to take place. And I'm feeling good about everything. I'm feeling very, very confident. My mind is going though. And yeah, it's another huge responsibility that I somehow stumbled upon in Beast Games. So,
But no, you didn't stumble upon it. And this is the beautiful thing is like, again, about Beast Games, I believe, is knowing when to peak. Like, again, if you step up as a captain early on, you'll either get a target on your back or, you could kind of get it pushed through. I think you just peaked at the perfect time where you kind of come in, you win the smart challenge, you smash the hearts, you kind of do it strong. And like, again, you had the support of obviously the final 10 because you didn't smash their hearts.
yeah,
Then you have a good alliance that you helped get through by turning down the $1 million. You just had a lot of social clout, and then they choose you, and you find out it's $1 million split or steal.
yeah,
You had to have thought about this game before. If you're a big Beast Game Season 1 fan,
yeah.
like in your mind, had you thought about if I get in Tawana's position, she was number 1 in Season 1, if I get that first pick, do I know what I'm going to do?
Just like the Towers, just like Tawana coming out as the first pick of that game, we thought that there would be a money money steal split situation. But I didn't know if I was going to be number one for that, and then it ended up happening, and you just feel the weight of everything on your shoulders. Your brain starts going a mile a minute. You got a lot of money in front of you. This is the second time you have $1 million in front of your face.
It's
What are
wild. I
you
mean,
going to do?
it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, yeah. What are you going to do? And
And and
yeah,
and obviously you didn't know this was it until they were already buried and you couldn't see their eyes, you couldn't talk to them, right?
yep, right.
Okay. And so second question is when did they reveal to you that hey, in season one, what happened is Tawano picked the second, and then the second would pick the third would pick the fourth. When did they reveal that you would pick the entire order of this?
When I was sitting on the $1 million physically.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy said, this is not the same rules as last year. This is what's going down. And he's like, you're going to pick everybody one by one. You could tell them how much money you took. You could tell them how much money to take. They don't have to listen, and you'll never know what they took, but you're going to pick them one by one and dig them up one by one. So I ended up having to dig everybody up.
Clearly, you get walked to the money. You've been on this basketball court hundreds of times in the last month and a half. You see $1 million of real cash. They ask you to sit on it. And again, like Chandler is a guy who is like, when he speaks, he means it.
Yeah.
And like he says something to you to the effect of like, Nick, this is your money.
Yep.
You get to decide how much. And again, like it's one thing if you have to make the decision on your own. It's another thing when you kind of go like, wow, I can really take this. Jimmy and Chandler kind of being devil and angels on your shoulder. You're also thinking as a captain at this point, like I get to choose who goes next. I get to choose what I tell them or don't tell them. You just have so much thoughts going through your mind. Like, what are you doing to stay calm? Like, or are you even staying calm?
I mean, yeah, man, it's just so much pressure, and I feel like I do really, really well in high pressure situations because of the way I've lived my life, the situations I've been in life, and I mean, nothing compares to having that much money in front of your face, especially being in some of the situations I've been in. So, yeah, I'm just trying to weigh the pros and cons of everything, and I'm just trying to think like, what am I gonna do right now? Like, whatever it is, I need to be fully confident before I speak anything. And I'm just sitting there and I'm talking to Chandler, and yeah, they're telling me this is your money. This is your money. So yeah, I had to give a long think about this, and really sit there and try to digest everything. But it's
How
unreal.
long do you think you were sitting there?
Again, it's just one of those things that I don't know how long it was exactly, but it felt very, very quick. I think maybe 20 minutes, and
Yeah, that's
yeah, it felt very quick. But I'm just sitting there bouncing back and forth, throwing numbers in my head, thinking about the games, thinking about everything, thinking about sacrifices I've made earlier in the games, and it's heavy. It's just really, really heavy.
And so, I obviously episode 7 ends on a massive cliffhanger. Fans are split. Some think you took it all. Some things you kind of did the split. Like any tease on how it played out?
We're gonna see on Wednesday.
Well, dude, I'm excited to see how it plays out. I mean, again, like it's one of these things to think you would do in the situation. Again, I've never been in your situation. I had $22,000 left when I came out to the splitter steel. But to have $1 million and kind of choose where you can take it all or you can take your fair share, can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
So, kind of wrapping us up here, like, is there anybody from like our when you think back to your friendships from the game? Like, again, you and I are friends out of the game. Did you expect to have friendships last once you left Beast Games?
When I was there, it was very apparent to me that these are bonds that are going to last a lifetime. I believe so. Before I got to the games, I didn't know how it was going to go. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to bond with anybody. I really had not a clue. But I think that I align myself with a lot of like-minded individuals with the same common goals, and I met you along the way. I met so many cool people, and being in this Beast Games family, if you will, has been such an insane experience where I keep in touch with everybody. And I kind of knew, like, definitely towards the tail end, especially in the top 10, like, yeah, these guys are stuck with me for life, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I love it, man. And I am one of my favorite things of Beast Game season 2 is the friends I made. And again, I made some amazing friends in season 1. I did not expect to form as strong as friendships as I just for some reason didn't expect it.
yeah,
But I was blown away. I mean, you and I keep in contact. August, Tyler, a handful of people, and it's been real. So I mean, one last thing, is there anything you want the listeners to kind of take away, or any lessons that you learned about yourself in episode 6 or 7, or in Beast Games in general?
I think that being in Beast Games, you need to be who you are. You need to try to align yourself in the best way possible with people that are thinking just like you, and you need to be genuine. There's a way to get it done, as Jeff said in season 1. There's a way that you could play genuine and still be a winner. You're gonna always, when you get into Beast Games, you're gonna end up needing somebody at some point. So you're never going to be able to do it on your own. Numbers play a huge big factor in the games, and I think that I just wanted to show the world who I am, and I wanted to play my game the way that I would do it. And what you see is what you get, and what you're seeing on the screen is who Nick Mariano 118 is in real life. I'm an all-in kind of guy. I don't half-ass anything, and I go after it. And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And I'm always going to be that way.
Amen. No, I can attest to that. I mean, I think our friendship is real, and I noticed that early on. I think as they say, game respects game. I think sincerity respects sincerity. I mean, you're authentic. You are who you are, and it showed in the ups and downs, and it was great. So, dude, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you sharing kind of real stories. If people want to find you online, how can they find you?
Hey, I go by my wrestling name on all my social media. So it's at Conan Lycan. So CONANLYCAN. It's my wrestling name straight across on all socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, the whole deal.
Well, and if you haven't checked out his wrestling reels, I'm telling you, like, the thing that impressed me, and I say it to Nick all the time, is he's an athlete, like absolute any sport, backflips, throwing a ball, football, baseball, basketball. Um,
Golf, got a sick golf game too.
yeah, I mean, you got to see his top golf videos too. Yeah, he's an athlete. WWE, call him, check him out.
Please.
But man, hey Nick, I love that you came on to the Beast Files, but even more so, I love our friendship. I appreciate you, brother, and
Absolutely.
good luck in the top 10.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Brothers for life. I love you, bro.
All right, likewise, brother. See you.